The time has finally arrived. I'm so excited! OM freaking G. This is for real. This is real life. This is my life. This is freaking kick ass. Oh my god, so much like history is being made right now on my channel with this piece. I'm so excited. I can't wait to dive in with y'all with just like what are you about to dive into, right? What are we about to experience, JP? What is this epicness? What is this? This is such an exciting moment for me right now. I can't believe this is happening. I feel like I just gave birth. So long story, how do we get here today? How did we get here? Iron Studios, X-Men Sentinel number 1 diorama piece. How did we get here today? So, first off, hi, how are ya? I'm Jean-Pierre and welcome to Enchanting Unboxing. Today, we are going to unbox the X-Men Sentinel 1 from Iron Studios 1/10th scale diorama. A little bit about this. I mean, wow, where do we even begin? So, December of last year, I was home. I was in the middle of closing my shop. It was on Christmas Day. And, you know, I had some extra cash, right? You know? And I was like, I'm alone. I'm not spending it with anyone. We're in the middle of a pandemic. And I wanted to just give a huge shout out to Gemming Collectibles. Like, homeboy, like, I am a subscriber to his channel. And I never was a fan of any, like, Marvel or any type of maquettes or statues at all. And he was at this sideshow, like, con, and he showed us this incredible diorama series. And I had to watch the whole video to then come across that, and I was like, wait, what on earth is that? And so this is the first time ever created that a studio creates a diorama collection that is one of this size, this magnitude, epicness. Y'all are gonna dive into it as we open it up and we build it. But before we do, I'm hoping, by the way, that there's no damaged pieces. I have seen 2 videos where I've seen every single video on YouTube of these unboxings, and one guy had, I think one was Gambit, Wolverine's like arm was shoulder pad was damaged, and the first video I ever saw, one of the bases was damaged where the door's at. I'm hoping for no breakatures. A little bit more about this. So yeah, I was bored. I was home alone. I was like, I want to give myself a Christmas gift, and so I saw this epicness, and I was like, where can I get this? So I went directly to the source on Iron Studios, and there it was. A little bit about the price point. This piece is worth $1,700. It is already sold out. Prior to Gembit's video, which launched, I believe it was a week ago, he did his unboxing of this. A lot of people have already unboxed this on YouTube. I wish I could say I was the first, but I'm not. And the one thing I appreciated was that these actually have a size run to them. So these are numbered. So out of only 1,400 ever made. So we're going to go into those details as well. This is, by the way, this is like the premiere edition. I don't know what, I forget what you would call this. But what it is you can purchase just the Sentinel itself. The Sentinel itself without any of the proximity pieces. And I believe it goes for like $1,200. But for $500 more, which makes total sense, you get the 5 proximity pieces, which we're going to discuss in a moment. And there's one piece here, one character that's exclusive to only this. And of these, only 1,400 were ever made. They are already sold out. You can purchase these on ironstudios.com. They are sold out of them. And you can also purchase this at Sideshow Collectibles. I believe, I'm not sure if they still have it, but from what I hear, you can only purchase this now in the secondary market because it is sold out. It did release released in March, like late February, early March is when, I'm sorry, it released late March, early April, and late March, and Iron Studios just shipped mine out. So yay! There's a lot more to this. We're going to dive into it later in the video. Or maybe we could do it now, but I know y'all want to definitely see me dive into this bad boy. So I'm going to go ahead, hush my mouth. We're going to open this bad boy and build it. And I'll speak a little bit more about the history of this collection, what it's all about, what's Iron Studios, and also share with y'all some other images of more pieces to come to this collection, because this is one of 3. And there are literally over, like, their intention is to make well over 30 proximity pieces to add to this. What's a proximity piece? We'll discuss that as well. So without further ado, let's get started. Previously on X-Men. We're back! So let me tell you, it took me about 20 minutes to take. This is, let me see which box this is, because this one was so complex to take out. That is part 2 of 2, which I think is the base, because it's a wider box and it's far heavier than the 1 of 1 box. So I'm gonna presume this is the base because that's what we want to start off with today. You do got in box 1 in box 1. I did get an instruction manual. Now I've seen literally over 20 of these be built on YouTube as I've been dying in agony waiting to receive mine, and so I don't think I'm gonna need this today. But we'll keep it aside just in case. Now, I did take part 1 of 1 out. It's on my dining room table right now. It's still in its Velcros. We're going to show you as we unbox that one. That one came out with ease, but this one took forever to come out. So here you have it, styrofoam, and I think it's official when you get belts on your statues. Never experienced a Velcro belt before. Always wanted to have that experience, and today, well, I popped that cherry. So let's go ahead and open up this Velcro. Oh, sounds so sexy. This Velcro really allows this to really stay secure. It doesn't allow the styrofoam to come apart, so I really appreciate it. And then they also tape it up as well, so let's go ahead and we're just going to cut the tape from here, here, and from here. All right. Now this should be upwards because the way the belts were facing, so this should be the upward part. Yes, I was right. Just want to make sure when we open this, there are no pieces hanging here, so that when you open the lid, it seamlessly comes off. And here we have it. Like, I can't believe this is real right now. Like, I own this. Now, something I haven't seen other videos do, or anyone else speak about, you do get some like self-adhesive Velcro. I presume this is probably to sustain like the pieces, like if you're grounding them to like permanently. So yeah. So first part is we have the Sentinel upper torso. Looks like we have both arms, and then we have both bases. So we're gonna connect the bases first. Let's do that first. But before, yeah, let's do that first. We're gonna just move this just a tad bit to the side here. Excuse me. Oh, that was uncomfortable. Again, I'm really praying for no breakatures at all. I don't know what trying to contact Iron Studios was very difficult. It takes them forever to contact you or even to get back with you. And so I'm really hoping for no breakatures whatsoever, because I don't know what the process would be if any of this came damaged. Now, what I'm most excited for is I want to know what edition size I have. So we did not know that these were edition because Iron Studios does not actually, never places an edition on their items. This has an edition size. And so out of 1,400, the box did say I have 1,117. I'm not sure if that stands true for this piece. So we'll find out. The box is actually numbered with, oh my God. Oh my God, this is stunning. The box is actually numbered with a marker, but that necessarily doesn't mean that it's true. Oh, this is epic. Maybe y'all are seeing the edition size before I am. Okay, so this bottom base does not have the edition size. And so what we're going to do here is I want to bring this a little closer so y'all can experience all the details on this. So there's absolutely nothing here at the base. But what's really cool is, for many of you who are experiencing this for the first time, this is the Professor Xavier School for the Gifted. And at the bottom base, there is, if you notice, you're going to see some Easter eggs, and there is the Danger Room, which is epic. And so what's happening in the scene is this first Sentinel piece is the very front porch of the entrance of the school, and a Sentinel is breaking in from the outside onto the inside. This is actually the inside of the school. So it's pretty freaking kick-ass. If you look at the details, I mean, look at this. A lot of people complain saying that they didn't think that the details were that great with the wood. I think this is beautiful so far. And again, I'll know once I put it all together. It is heavy. It does have 2 pegs, as you can see right here. That's going to connect with the other base. Now, my intention with this piece was not to keep it here. My apartment temporarily here in New York is not the biggest, and I would have to be incredibly creative on how I would display this in my living room, and I might do it. Now, I will say it has been very challenging. Like, the idea to know that I have to unbox this, put this back in boxes, and go put it away in my storage is really, like, it's scaring me. So I'm still indecisive of whether I'm just going to leave it here and leave it on my dining room table until I create a mount for it. I don't know just yet. And whatever I do with this, I do want to create an acrylic base over, because I don't want to have to dust anything. I do it with my Disney pieces. I don't like dusting anything. That's why they're in their curio cabinets. But because this diorama piece is literally going to be so incredibly massive, and there's 2 other Sentinels and literally over 30 other proximity pieces in the works, I don't want to I don't want to put this in a curio cabinet. I want to just display them right across. So we'll see what we decide. I am, just because it's really large right now, let me just take this out. So here we also have another piece. This is, it's like a pillar, like a stair pillar or something. I don't know if that goes there. It looks like it fits there. It fit in the peg perfectly. There, it's also magnetized. It was an incredibly strong magnet there. It just literally sucked it out of my hand. And I think these are the arms, if I'm not mistaken. It may be the legs. I'm hoping it's the legs. But it feels like a hand. Yep. Oh my. We're going to go into details with this in a moment. I'm going to set this aside on my chair. So that was the left arm, and this is the right arm, which is it's like a fist. This is made out of polystone, if you were curious. All right, and so now let's open up the second base. Yeah, I don't want to break any of the plastic or anything, because I don't ever plan on selling this, but if I ever do move, I want to make sure I meticulously put it back together. Now, if you are purchasing this, there are many collectors who purchase pieces like this. They exhibit them for a while and then they want to resell them. This piece is going to go up in the market drastically. I'm going to tell you this. Nothing in its history has ever been made like this before, of this size. And so I guarantee you that this will be doubling, tripling, quadrupling in price quite soon, because a lot of people want this, and you can't purchase this anymore. It is sold out. Can we move this just a tad bit? Let's put this on the base really quick. And that one's going to have the edition size on it. But I want to get this box out of the way. And we have the torso with the head. And it does come beautifully with some extra styrofoam as well. I really appreciate those little details. So epic. Okay, I don't even want to experience it. Like I said, I don't want to look into it that much right now. What I want to focus on right now is the base. Perfect. Now that we're done with this, we're just going to close this back up. And I will be right back to add the other piece. All right, so we're back. So let's go ahead and add the base here and connect this. I have this on my lazy Susan. But before we do that, let's check out the edition size on this. We have number, 1017. Right over, no, where are you? Right there, 1017. So these are numbered. Only 1,400 of these, which is, I would say it's a relatively larger edition size, 1,400. I don't think the price is really going to go up drastically anytime soon, but I do feel like the more and more people that unbox this, the more and more people that discover that this is out there, it's definitely going to increase in value. Boom. The magnet is very strong, as I mentioned before. Sweet. I want to make sure I'm distributing the weight evenly. It doesn't really tightly secure. It's not as tightly secured there, but it is what it is, and we'll make do with it. Let's come back a bit right here. I want to bring y'all in a little closer. Awesome sauce. So that's that. Let me go ahead and share with y'all the other pieces. So we also have here the torso. Now, this piece, initially, when they had created the initial prototype and it was in the works, this was about a year and a half ago, their intention was for this piece to light up. This eye was supposed to flicker. As you can see, his face has battle damage. That's from Rogue. You'll see that in a moment. These light, and his other eye was supposed to light up. And then his arms, the beams on his arm were supposed to light up as well. Unfortunately, as you can see, there's his chest is just busted open. All the wires. This is from Wolverine. That's his famous Berserker Barrage. I think that's the name of the move on Marvel versus... is it Marvel versus Capcom, the video game? Because he has that exact same signature pose, which a lot of people are actually, they're kind of disappointed with. They're like, we don't like him in that pose, but I think he looks perfect. And if you played Marvel versus Capcom, he's literally doing his Berserker Barrage move. I think that's the name of the move. And then right here, these were supposed to light up his arms. This is his left arm. So he's about to send out a beam out of his arm. How amazing is this? Now, the details on this. Look at the beauty of this. The rust from the bolts. Now, these are all painted, though they are painted by hand, they're spray painted, and it takes layers upon layers upon layers of work. Like, this is such a meticulous experience. There's a video I can show you, and I'll link it down, that shows you how they do just a 1/10 character. Imagine this colossal diorama. I mean, this is a work of art. Many will say $1,700, that's insane. But when you see the work that it takes to create all of these details, this paint, the metals, look at the bolts, everything. I mean, this is incredible. Oh, and this is new. I did not know this. So this other hand, as he's closing his knuckle, the Sentinel, you can also see the light up beam. That, again, it's not going to light up. Initially, they wanted it to light up, and they wanted to create a plugin, not a battery operated, where you'll also be able to connect the plugins from one plugin, connect all the diorama pieces together. But unfortunately, it just wasn't something they were able to accomplish. So it does not light up. There you have it. So what we're going to do now is let's take you to my dining room, and I'll be back. Awesome, and we're back. So this is box number 1 of 2, and this is where we're going to find all the characters. So we're also going to have the legs in here, and there's a bunch of other side pieces and Easter eggs as well. Again, we're going to cut open through here. I honestly thought that the buildup of this was going to be very challenging, even though we haven't put in most of the pieces at all. But it really isn't. It's just really taking out that that box 2 of 2 out of the box is really the most challenging thing. These are incredibly heavy. I recommend that if you are going, just drag them on the floor when you get them in, if you can. And or it will take 1 to 2 people to bring them down. They're very wide, very heavy boxes. We are done for the scissor. I don't think we're going to need this anymore. And so let's go ahead and let's dive in. And I want to be very careful when opening this. I don't want any pieces to maybe be hanging here. Yeah, perfect. So there are no pieces hanging. Yay. Again, as you can see, very meticulously packed. I appreciate that. Again, for $1,700. You'd want nothing more than that. Let's bring this up a little closer. First thing I'm experiencing, here are his legs, but I want to show you some of these Easter eggs. This is probably the coolest Easter egg. It's not even an Easter egg because it's so big, but oh my god. This is a portrait of the original first class of X-Men. You have Beast, Iceman, Angel, Cyclops, Jean, and Professor Xavier. That's so kick-ass. Really appreciate that little detail right there. You're going to see where that goes in a moment. We also have, in this box, this is the front door entrance to the mansion. And as you can see, this is what's going to peg in both of the pieces together. This is so kick-ass. I don't have the best lighting here in my dining room, but there's Wolverine's claws, another little Easter egg. There's the door damaging as the Sentinel's about to go through. This is the inside of the door going into the school. This is the outside. Freaking kick-ass. I love this. Very gentle with these. I'm also gonna, while I'm at it, I'm just gonna take the legs out. Oh wow, these are heavy. Wow, this is insane. Look at the rust and the dirt on the heel of the Sentinel. This is amazing. This is the only Sentinel piece ever made that is true to size and scale from any statue, maquette, diorama piece ever made of the X-Men. Usually they never able to get the size right. Like they'll have the actual character. This is all 1/10. So basically what 1/10 also means, and you know what, I'll save that to the end of the video when I go over it. But basically 10 of these would, if you were to size up 10 of these, it'd be the size of a Sentinel, which is a 3-story building. And you know, typically what they do is if they'll create like a character, like an X-Men character fighting this, the X-Men character would be the size of like his knee down to his leg, where it's not. From one of the proximity pieces is only up to maybe his calf, you know, because that's the true size of the scale of an X-Men versus a Sentinel, or human versus a Sentinel, sorry. Insane. So kick-ass. And we got the final limb again, look how thick those magnets are. That's the magnet. It's insane. This one does not have a peg. This has a magnet. The other one does have a key peg. Insane. The beauty. Look at the details of just the wiring, the bolts, the joints, everything. This is just out of this world. Here you see a big, like, what is that? It looks like something just like blew it up, and you're going to see in a moment what that is. If you haven't already seen other videos. All right. Yay, we did it. Now for the fun part. Because now we get to experience all the actual characters and little side pieces. This looks like Wolverine. It sure is. God, this is so sexy. So again, you just have his entire body. We're missing his arms and his head. But again, look at the details of the hair. Like, this is 90s freaking Jubilee X-Men the Animated Series. Like, this is insane how they depicted this. The detailing here. And we're going to go, I'll probably go into those details. You know, I'll do that now. The detailing right there. Look at this is 1/10 size, 1/10 scale. You don't find 1/10 scale. This is like 1/4, 1/6. You'll see more gorgeous detailing like this. This is 1/10. Look at the stitching, all the details in such a small piece. And yeah, even though it's 1/10 and most people like larger maquettes, larger pieces, this is said to be the holy grail of any statue ever created. Everyone who has purchased this, hands down, you know, does agree. I've seen collectors that have an extensive collection of maquettes, figurine statues, just hundreds of thousands of dollars of these figures, and this is everyone's highly anticipated. This is said to be the greatest ever. So I feel so honored and privileged to have the opportunity. Look at the details of the hair on his arms. Like, this is the Wolverine that's like short, stubbly, and just like angry and pissed. Definitely not the Hugh Jackman Wolverine or any other version. This is the Wolverine we grew up and loved in the 90s, every morning on Fox. So, yay. All right. We have here Wolverine's head. I might as well just pop that in. It's insane. The portrait is absolutely insane. That is the portrait of his head on. Let's zoom into that. Look at that mouth. The tongue has that wet paint, like that wet acrylic paint. Makes it look glossy. The teeth details. His little tiny fangs. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. Look at that. That is just a work of art. This is insane. Oh, we got another character. Here, this one is just this is everyone's favorite, by the way. Everyone who opens it says this is their favorite, followed by Jubilee. Because there really isn't... Oh, what was that? Please tell me that's not damaged. So this did come a little damaged, but nothing I can't fix. There's a little wire right there. We're going to have to glue that. It's part of the Sentinel. Again, first damage. At least it's not like his nail, his head, his hand, or his feet. We'll keep that to the side. And so here he is. This is everyone's favorite character, Beast. So you peg him on, and he's going to be ripping something out of the Sentinel's shoulder. So what came out was this little wire. Well, again, we'll glue that with E6000. That is Hank. Look at the nails, the feet, the dirt on the feet. How sick is that? Awesome. So that's one little breakature. This looks like it's Cyclops. Wow, this is sick. Well, while we're at it, let's just get his head. Now, you can purchase these proximity pieces, all these faces, separately. You can, as just 1/10 proximity pieces, same size, and they'll come with a separate base. Again, I prefer this one. We'll discuss that, why I prefer this one at the end of the video. This is it. So if you could see, he is missing something here because he does have an optic beam coming out, but we'll check that out afterwards. The details, look at the boot. The paint job is impeccable. And I love his pose. A lot of people were criticizing his pose. We'll discuss that later. What happens is every time he throws a beam out of his face, out of his eyes, he retracts. His body retracts, and so you can tell he was standing. He was in a position already standing, and once the beam came out, he retracts, and you're going to see him. His pose is like it's slanted as if he's falling backwards, which makes sense. A lot of people were criticizing that, and I thought that was an incredible detail. So kick-ass. Oh, we got Rogue's portrait. This is the portrait everyone criticized the most. No one liked it. We'll find out in a bit. Love her hair though. Oh wow. Wolverine's claw. Wolverine's claw is actually made out of metal. Look at that. They're metal claws for a 1/10 size. Metal. That's insane. They're very long too. That's kick ass. Where did I get you from? I think you were... Nope. Where were you? Yeah, you were right here. That's where his claw is. And here's his other claw. Might as well put them together and show y'all what that looks like. Oh, look at that. I love the fact that they used real metal. Freaking beautiful. Now he does have a switch out with his arm, which is we'll do that right now. It's a whoosh, and a lot of people say they don't want to use it. I think I'm going to use it because again, it's his classical when he does that move in Capcom versus Marvel, Berserker Barrage. I think that's the name of his move. That's what it sounds like he's saying when he's saying it. It's that whoosh in the air from his lightning speed of like just breaking through. And I definitely want to use this. I think this looks so kick-ass. And it adds more dimension to the piece as well. So he is the only switch out. It's a powerful magnet. Very powerful magnet. Now I will say, when you apply this switch out, there is a seam that isn't really the funnest. Oh, there you go. I put it in correctly now. Look at that. That is kick-ass. Now, this is actually a lot. I thought this was going to be like a cheap little plastic. It's not. It's made very well. It's not. It feels almost like it's frosted on the bottom. So it's resin. It's not plastic or acrylic. That is kick-ass. I love that. Now again, I love his claw as well, but I really like him with the whoosh, so we're going to put away his other claw. This is the only switch out. And put that back there. This one in here, yeah, it's there. Then we have Rogue. I guess we're saving the best for last for Jubilee. My favorite X-Men of all time, Rogue. Here you have her. A little, not really that troubling to put the head on. You just have the jacket does move a bit. The jacket is also made of polystone. It's not mixed media. It's not like faux leather. And there you have it. First off, I will say she has the best hair of any Rogue I've seen before. Look at the details on that. It's beautiful. I love her face. It's traditional badass Rogue. And then as you turn, like this eye, see, she looks like she's cross-eyed. It's because this eye is facing the Sentinel. So at a different view, as you rotate the Sentinel, it makes sense. She's eyeing him as she's coming towards him. It's just absolutely beautiful. There's her peg. That's where she's going to key into his chest. The boots. Oh, I mean, this is just stunning, stunning, stunning. All right, so we've covered all of this. We're going to have some other pieces here as well. And these are pieces that, like, go with the base. This looks like a pillar of some sort. This is the trash can, which I hear there's amazing detail in this piece right here. There's an actual garbage bag inside the trash can, which I think is epic. This is another part of the base. This, I believe, is where Jubilee, I love the fact that she actually will, this belongs to the base, and you key in her leg right there. And she's like up in the air throwing her fireworks. And as she does that, she's also like, jumping out of the way. It's so amazing. All right. While we're at it, Jubilee. Now, I will say I'm the most excited for this piece because when I think of 90s, when I think of X-Men, I think of Jubilee. Her attire was so iconic to the 90s. Her outfit. She played such a key role in that animated series. And though she wasn't really anyone's favorite character, and at times she was obnoxious, you can't help but love this series and the nostalgia of what she created. Her portrait is flawless. I love that her fireworks are also made out of the same material of Wolverine, of Wolverine's whoosh. Beautifully made. Look at the hand details, the sculpture on this jacket. So iconic. And what I love about what Marvel Studios did here is they wanted to stay true to Jim Lee's story, his coloring, his art, but modernizing them just a little bit more, elevating them, but they're very just true to the 90s X-Men that we all fell in love with. Her glasses, her X-Men earrings. I love her boots. Look at the details on this boot. 1/10 scale. Look at that. The rivets, the lace, the dirt on the bottom. Like, who's paying attention to that, right? Look at that. So kick-ass. Then the Sentinels have shoulder pads. These are their shoulder pads. This is the one that Hank is going to be busting open from Beast. And we have another one here. We have a total of only 4 more pieces. This is the other shoulder pad. This is gone undamaged. Again, look at the bolts. Look at the rust. Like, that's not like rust. That's painted artificial rust. That's insane. Love that. We have another piece of the school here. It looks like another pillar of some sort that's going to key in. Another pillar. I mean, the attention to detail, not only in the characters, but in the actual diorama is insane. This is one of my favorite pieces I've seen. This is right outside of school. It's like a light post, and everyone commented on how beautifully this was done. It looks very realistic, and it actually goes undamaged from the Sentinel. Oh, look at that beauty. Again, so much detail. And the very last piece for us to open, well, to unpack, is Cyclops' Optic Beam, which, wow, it's heavy. I thought this was going to be very lightweight. No one mentioned that. It has weight to it. Also made out of that same material from like Jubilee's arms and Wolverine's whoosh. I love this. There's his Optic Beam. This is a heavy piece, so it does have a magnet that keys in, and this comes right out of his eyes. This has never been done before, an Optic Beam using this type of material, and everyone's saying this is the best they've ever seen in a sculpture, so I'm really excited to play with that. So without further ado, I'm going to take y'all back. We're going to bring these pieces, and let's mount this bad boy. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and key. This right here is what's going to connect this base, what's going to connect the bases together. So this like keys in here, I believe. I could be wrong. I don't want to look at instructions. Yeah, this is a magnet here, yeah. Perfect. So that's the door right there. That goes in. And then what we want to go ahead and add is the Sentinel legs. Now, I've seen everyone do it differently, and I think the best way to do this is to actually key both of them in together. Now, they are very heavy, so who knows if I'm going to do that, but I think if I was strategic, I would key these two in first. No one's done this before. Come on. Get in there. Okay, I would have done that first. No one's done it this way. Key them in first together and then add them. That is a freaking strong magnet, I will say that. Holy crap, that is a strong magnet. Wow, perfect. Keys in beautifully. That is epic. So let's go ahead and lift up this camera a bit so y'all can see it. Ta-da! Before we go upward, let's just finish this part right here. This is where Jubilee is going to go. This goes somewhere here. It goes this way. Perfect. So that keys in right there. This bad boy, we'll do that in a moment as we rotate this. So then we're going to go ahead and rotate this. sauce, like that. Towards the back goes the lamppost. Just like that, as you can see, it just nearly saved itself from being destroyed by the Sentinel. Let me just make sure this is secure. Yep, that's it right there. That keys in right there. The portrait. And you can zoom in if you want to see this. Goes right here. Boom, just like that. Epic. We have the trash can. That's going to go right here on the floor. So let me just rotate this a bit. Just like that. Small little detail makes all the difference. And the last three little pillars here. This looks like it's going to key in here. It sure does. And then this one, it's pretty self-explanatory. Again, not need any instructions. That just keys in right there. And then this one, there's a little peg right back here. This is going to be like leaning towards this way. Just like that. Simple. And this last piece, there is a magnet somewhere. And we're going to find it without instructions. Which looks like it's right here. Oh, sweet. Actually, this goes here before this piece. There's the magnet. Wouldn't have noticed that. This goes right there like that. That is kick-ass. Just like that. And then you can add Jubilee's piece. Wow. That is kick-ass. Again, everything is pretty much sturdy. The one thing that wasn't as sturdy was this base when I added it, the door. It doesn't feel like it's as sturdy, but aside from that, everything's pretty sturdy. Let's go ahead and lift up this camera now so you can see the rest of it. It's crazy. This is the half of it, the half of the size of it. The rest is the torso going up. Like, it's still far more massive. So I'll just finish with the Sentinel. So we're going to go ahead and put peg this in. Boom. That was easy. Easy peasy. Very easy peasy. His arms. So something I just experienced as I added those weights is this base is not, like, this is not something you're going to want to ever move. You have to literally undo it, take the base out, and go build it wherever else you're going to build it at. It is not the most secure at all. And the last two pieces are his shoulder pads. That is one. And two. And again, those key in, they're magnets. We did it! So this is what your piece would look like if you purchased it by itself without the proximity pieces. So without the actual figurines, this is what you would get. So careful with this. I feel like it's so unbalanced on this Lazy Susan. And as you zoom in, this is it by itself. Now, because this is the exclusive, this comes with the 5 proximity pieces, what you're going to notice as a little different is there's not going to be a hole on his chest to peg in Rogue. There's not going to be a hole on his shoulder pad to peg in Beast. There is going to be an Optic Beam blast on his leg, but there's not going to be a magnet hole. This keyhole right here for Wolverine won't exist. This keyhole for Jubilee won't exist either. And this peg right here for Wolverine to come out of also won't exist. Another great thing about this is if you want the exclusive makes more sense. The reason being is Is this leg all the way in? Yeah, it is. The reason why this makes so much more sense is because Jubilee is an exclusive. You can only get Jubilee if you buy the exclusive, which makes sense. Because Jubilee is not being made as an additional proximity piece. You can purchase all of them and they come with their own base, but you're never going to be able to own Jubilee. Now everyone's like, oh, who cares about Jubilee? But again, I'm a collector. I want to have all of them. And so it's going to really create it's really a huge statement. What I also love, it's a huge statement for me when I have every piece. Also, what I love about this is, what I love about the characters is like, only the Sentinels are like so large in size. The characters would all just be proximity bases you can place only at the bottom. What I love about these Sentinel pieces, when you buy the premium pieces, the deluxe pieces with all the characters around, is not only do you get limited edition characters, but it creates dimension, right? Like you have, one of them is going to have Storm up here, Psylocke coming down the side, the Optic Beam, Jubilee here, Beast up here. So it's really creating like an actual immersion of the scene versus just having the Sentinel by itself. Of course, if you were on a budget, there's going to be 3 Sentinels. I think the 3rd Sentinel would be the best one to get because he's not busted as much. He doesn't have this big bust. He's more intact. So I definitely would get the 3rd Sentinel. That's supposed to be released this December. So let me go ahead, bring in the other pieces, put them in, give you one final review of this, and speak a little bit more about my just admiration for this beauty. We'll be right back. Awesome, so we're back. Let's start with Hank first. Beast. He keys in right over here. Boom. Just like that. See that dimension I'm talking about? Let's try not to get distracted with the Disney figurines in the back, but see that dimension? Like that, just like, it just comes to life. That's so kick-ass versus if you bought Beast as a proximity piece, he's just going to be like all the way down here on his own base. And what happens to all this elevation? It kind of gets lost. So again, something you definitely want to consider. That's why I know these are going to go up in value. Next we have Rogue. So Rogue is going to key in right into his chest, and she's punching right through his face. Boom, just like that. Look how kick-ass that is. Let's go ahead and move y'all over here so you can see her a little better. That is so sick. Now we're going to bring it back a bit. There, and let's get Wolverine. He's busting through. And just like that, it seems so scary. He scares me the most because he's literally protruding so far away from where his base locks in from that it petrifies me. Look at that. Is petrifying. That is insane. So let's go ahead and move him this way so y'all can experience him. Look at that. It's insane. What's really cool about this is you can also see right through the guts of this Sentinel robot. It's so kick-ass. Then we're going to go ahead and add Cyclops. Now, when adding this piece, now we're going to do is lower this a bit. Hold on. So now we're going to go ahead and put in Cyclops. Now, when you do that, you want to get the Optic Blast. And this is you're going to key this in right here. It stays right in tight. Nothing to worry about. It's the first thing you have to do. And then what you do is you want to position the Optic Blast in his eyes first. It may require some jiggling, which is totally fine. And then you want to key him in. Again, this is going to require some work. He's keyed in, but his Optic Blast isn't connecting. What's going on here? Something here's not making the most sense. So let's go ahead and key in Cyclops first. Okay, he's keyed in. So what's not adding up for me right now is that the beam is not coming out of Cyclops at all. Look at that. It's a huge gap. I don't know what that's about. It's not coming directly out of his eyes. It's like something's missing. We're going to figure that out because that's a big no-no. But we'll figure it out after this video for sure. And last, the finishing touch, Jubilee. Boom. That is kick-ass. Let's go ahead and bring this back. Again, you're going to have to excuse the fact that Cyclops looks a hot mess. I feel like that leg might go in a little bit more. I'm not sure. I really don't know what's going on there. So let's go ahead. A lot of people said that that was an issue. You have to play around with it. So we'll figure it out eventually. Now again, this in height is... This is not including the Lazy Susan, by the way. It's about 32 inches in height. And width from Jubilee's coat and Cyclops' hand. Let's say about 34, 35 inches. So give it 3 feet. Yeah, definitely want to give it 3 feet both ways. Just, you know, some extra wiggle room. And let's go ahead and let's rotate this bad boy. That is a beauty. So I'm going to go ahead and take a seat. Let's review this bad boy. I'm going to make some adjustments to it. And we will be back with my final review. Awesome sauce. So final review. So epic piece. As I bring you in closer, there is the beast. Again, we did only experience 1 damage, and there's a little wire here that comes off from the top. We're just going to glue that back. It was a clean break, so that's going to be epic. It won't be too bad to fix. We have Rogue here as she smashes through the Sentinel's face. Kick-ass. We have his arm. We bring it down to Wolverine, busting through the Sentinel's chest. We're going to bring it to the biggest flaw in my experience is this base. It doesn't connect. It moves, which is horrible. Horrible. There is, like, the magnet, either the magnet doesn't exist or it's non-existent. I don't know what's going on, but like this end right here, it's very loose. So I will say that's my biggest complaint, followed by Cyclops. And I was able to remove it, put it back, and I got a little bit more progress, but as we look closer to his Optic Beam, it's still away from his face. Now, there is a way to fix it. You can remove him a little bit off the peg, and it connects it perfectly. So it might be an issue with the peg, but what I could do is just stuff that little hole with the peg with some like toothpicks or something, so he can elevate a little bit more, and he'll fit perfectly. We're not gonna do that because I'm putting this away. It's not like I'm keeping it out on display. So we'll adjust it when it times right. And lastly, we have Jubilee. I love this pose here, as she's like, you know, as the ground is breaking and she's elevating and she's falling back and shooting that, shooting her fireworks. It's such a kick-ass piece. Aside from that, absolutely love all the details in this sculpt. The paint job is immaculate. I have not found a single scratch, flaw, anything. It is absolutely gorgeous. The base again is gorge, but what's missing is the magnet is it's not magnetized that great. And then as you come back here, you probably didn't notice this before because we didn't really inspect this piece. But here's the cement, the bricks to the building, very, very, very detailed. The ground as it's, you know, graveling up with the weight of the Sentinel stepping over it. So as you can see on this angle, this is the steps into the mansion. That is the door busting through, so outside going in, and then we have other proximity pieces that, you know, you could put on the outside versus other ones you would put on the inside because their flooring matches the inside. Now we do have some proximity pieces that are coming out, so let me go ahead and position this here, take a seat, and talk to y'all. And so yes, here I am with his torso below. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous piece. I will say some of the things that could have been done just a little better is the wood on the door. It's kind of, I won't say it's sloppy, but there could have been more texture to make it look more realistic. Now the wood here on the ground is very realistic, and this is made, it bends, so it's more like a, I experienced this to be a lot more, it's not a polystone. The wood is definitely made of something else because it has this give to it. Now, a little bit more about the idea behind this is there are going to be 3 diorama pieces. So this is the first one. In June, July, within the next month or two, we're supposed to get the second diorama. I'm not sure that's going to happen because they're still delayed with sending these out. And that is the Sentinel 2. That one is going to be just the Sentinel's torso and above. He's like underground. And then you have Magneto hovering over him. And again, I'm going to upload a photo right over here. So you have Magneto hovering over the Sentinel, breaking through the metal of the Sentinel's skull, and then you have Juggernut. Now Juggernut comes right off the side of him, and he's bashing through him. That Juggernut was supposed to be an exclusive to only that piece, and it is. If you were to buy that second Sentinel, it will not come with. You can't buy the Juggernut by itself. Now the Juggernut has become an exclusive to Brazil, so you actually can get it on the secondary market, and he's available now for purchase. He's the largest proximity piece. After the blob, which we'll discuss in a moment. And then lastly, you're going to have Gambit. So many people want Gambit, Juggernut, and Magneto. You're getting 3 just epic dudes, all these 3 epic dudes, and it's going to be epic. Now that one, I believe, retails for, it's either $1,200 to $1,400. I forget the price point on that. I'll put the price tag under the image as well. That's the MSRP. That one is still, I believe, available for pre-order. I don't know the size run on that one. I would presume $1,400 as well. And then lastly, we have later this December, we have the Sentinel 3. And now the Sentinel 3, that one is going to be epic. I'm really excited for that one because that one is going to contain Storm. We're going to have Archangel. We're going to have Psylocke. We're going to have Iceman, and we're going to have Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat. Now, Kitty Pryde is the exclusive on that one. So again, you can buy all of those proximity pieces on their own on a separate base. You don't necessarily need to get that Sentinel, but the Kitty Pryde phases through his thigh, which is pretty epic. And she's exclusive only to that. So of course I'm going to buy the exclusive because I want to create the whole scene. This bad boy weighs a ton. It's close to about, I think it's like 80 pounds is what this weighs. It is very, 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 very heavy, even though it is a 1/10 size. And again, what I mentioned before is as I take Jubilee out of here, you know, there has never been a piece that is so epic to size. If Jubilee were standing, look at that. That's where she reaches him. He's colossal. It really does create, you know, this amazing, amazing, amazing visual for us and this scene for us, which I really appreciate. And so you're really going to appreciate that. What are some other awesome stuff? So about this piece, aside from those diorama pieces that are coming out as well, Iron Studios is not, they're not stopping. They're creating more. So the next wave that is coming out is going to be a Sabretooth, Emma Frost, and Jean Grey, which is going to be pretty epic. I'm so excited for them. Many people wanted to see Jean, and we're going to see her in its own proximity piece. Now, before we even dive into that, the first 3, I've done a video. I'm going to link it below. So you can go check that video out with the first 3 proximity pieces. The first one was a cable, which is the rarest one to find because it was a Brazilian con exclusive, and now you can only purchase it on the secondary market. It retails for about $300, $350, it's maybe even $400. So $350, $400 is the median for that one. It's technically the very first piece that launched, so it's a cable, and then followed by the cable, he released Professor Xavier and Mystique. So those are 2 big-ass pieces. They're right there. And then we also have, I was supposed to get a 3rd shipment. Today I was supposed to get 3 boxes. I only got 2 of the 3. The 3rd box that also released with this was Iron Man and Pyro just released as well. So I'm so excited for those. Those should be coming in any week, so it's going to be a separate video. My intention was to do that video with this, but I guess we're not doing that. So we have Pyro and we have Colossus, which I'm really excited for. So Pyro and Colossus are the next 2 pieces, followed by Jean Grey, Emma Frost, and Sabretooth. And then we have Deadpool coming out. Aside from Deadpool, we also have Omega Red, which is kick-ass. Then we have Silver Samurai and Nightcrawler, which released. So excited for those. The Blob as well. So we have the Blob coming out. We also have recently announced a Quicksilver, right? Yeah, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Those look so epic. And Forge was just announced as well. And we also have Bishop coming out as well. The Bishop, and I believe Bishop and Omega Red come out at the same time. And then Blob, Nightcrawler, and Silver Samurai come out around the same time. So really excited for all of those proximity pieces that are still yet to come. All of these proximity pieces, for the exception I think of Quicksilver, Forge, and Scarlet Witch, are all estimated to be released this year with the other 2 dioramas, which is epic. And they plan on doing more. I really do hope that they make an Apocalypse. That would be so kick-ass, an Apocalypse diorama with Mr. Sinister and a bunch of other people. I'm so Lady Deathstrike I want to see really badly. Dazzler I want to see. I want to see Banshee, Morph. There's so many amazing characters I want to see, and so I'm really excited to see what they create, how many more pieces come out. Like this table alone isn't even big enough to have all 3 dioramas on them. So it's going to take a lot of reinforcement and a lot of space to display these. I definitely think that this is, if you were to purchase something like this and you wanted the whole collection, it's going to cost you over $10,000. I know, insane. But I can only imagine that this will appreciate in price, because this is incredibly sought after. Many people will think twice before making a $1,700 investment in a piece like this. This is not something I ever plan on selling. It's going straight to my storage unit after this video until I move into my own. But I'm moving out of state. My plan is that within the next 2 years, I want to leave New York City. And so I definitely think that this is going to be like just the centerpiece visual that's going to go. It's going to look epic, like dead center, like in a movie room, etc. And I definitely want to create an acrylic piece, like glass, to put over it, just because I don't want to, in case anyone walks into it, bumps into it. You never know. You sometimes have guests over, and it's not something I just want to keep dead center with nothing protecting it. And I also don't want to dust it. So I'm really excited, and I really want to add like some LEDs and some pretty awesome graphics to it. But this is it. This is an absolute beauty. I can't believe I own this. This is epic. I know you can't see the full thing because it's so big, but I'm pretty sure if I move this, just for size references, 2 of these is 1 of me. Yeah, it's nearly 3 feet tall. Yeah, we can't even do that. So yeah, it's nearly 3 feet tall. So 2 of these is almost 1 of me. Pretty kick-ass, right? So thank you again for watching, for experiencing this with me. This has been so surreal. I can't believe I own this. This is epic. Now I get to unbox it all and put it back and fix that little beast part right there. But I am so excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to take pictures, upload them, upload this video. I hope y'all enjoy this. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram. Hit that bell ding, to get notified every time I come to you live. I appreciate the support. It supports me. I don't monetize off of my channel currently. And so I love to bring you content, and I can't wait to bring you the second Sentinel, the third Sentinel. You'll be seeing me hopefully next week. I'll be coming to y'all with the Pyro and the Colossus release if I get the shipment, because it hasn't arrived. So I'm really excited. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I can't believe I own this. This is a pinch me moment. Thank you so much. I hope this video maybe inspired you to maybe make that investment for yourself. Best of luck. Let me know, comment below if you own this piece. Comment below if you own this piece and you had the same technical issues I've had with this base and or with the Cyclops. I really would appreciate your feedback or any hacks on how I can get that Cyclops to really key in properly with the Optic Beam. And you know, I would move the Optic Beam, but the Optic Beam is really, really tight to the magnet is really strong. So super, super, super excited. Now I get to appreciate it and stare at it for like the next hour. So stay amazing, stay awesome. Subscribe to the channel, follow me, comment below. Let me know if you're just as excited as I am to own this, if you own it as well, and maybe you're planning on owning it. With Iron Studios, you could be on a payment plan only prior to a 10-month payment plan prior to the release, and at times you can get you'll get like a 10% coupon code if you put something in your cart but don't check out within like a day. They'll give you 10% off your entire purchase. You can purchase the whole bulk and save 10% off. Again, if that's like, if you plan on getting every single piece that they have, it's a little over $10,000 after shipping and taxes. So definitely worth it. Again, it's an investment piece. It's nothing of its kind or of its magnitude or of its expense has ever been created as you collect the whole series. No one's ever done something of this, just this colossal scale size. It's unheard of. And of course, X-Men, my all-time favorite comic book and, you know, animated series, TV show. I mean, it was a no-brainer for me. I always said if I wanted to get something, it was going to be something like this. And I was supposed to end this video a few minutes ago, and I'm still rambling because there's so much more. Like, as I'm looking at it and as I'm reflecting, I just, like, there's so much more I want to share with y'all. But really excited for them. I can't wait to share more content with y'all, to bring you the other dioramas. Maybe creatively find a place to display this. I don't know where, but we're going to see where. But anyway, stay amazing, stay awesome, and I will catch you all on the next one. Bye.